So roll for it opens with Starscream and the other Decepticons attacking a power plant. Noticing a pattern here? Anyway, the humans try to put up a fight, but ultimately the Decepticons are able to brush them aside, enabling them to plunder all the energy they want. For about 2 minutes until the Autobots show, and the Autobots are able to force the Decepticons to retreat almost immediately, and seriously, Soundwave does not look good in this.
Not so fast, Soundwave.
Transform, you fool! Now!
However, Prime's bloodlust, not quite being satisfied, sends Prowl and Bluestreak to follow the Decepticons. We then cut back to Cybertron, where Megatron has hatched his latest plot to destroy the Autobots once and for all. He orders Starscream and the other Decepticons to repair themselves, then meet up with him later. He then tells Shockwave to reopen the space bridge, and he then takes it back to Earth. We then see Bumblebee and Spike driving to a research centre. But hold on, there's another human with them as well. Yes, this guy's called Chip, and he's in a wheelchair. And where did he come from? Yes, exactly. But anyway, it turns out Chip's actually been helping this research centre develop their antimatter formula. In fact, the head scientist is so happy he gives Chip a floppy disk. Kids, look it up. That will enable his home computer to talk to the lab's computer. So as they leave the research facility, they're then attacked by Laserbeak, which doesn't actually make any sense in this part of the Decepticons' plan, as they wanted to sneak into the base. I mean, all this is going to do is alert the Autobots that they're up to no good. While this is going on, Prowl and Bluestreak are able to get the jump on the Decepticons, who are currently scavenging some Earth jets for spare parts. Unfortunately, they don't quite jump high enough. Cutting back to Megatron, who launches his attack on the research facility in a surprisingly subtle manner. However, the lead scientist, being alerted to the Decepticons' presence via Chip with his 1984 text chat, was able to erase the formula from the research facility's computers and actually email it to someone else. And that someone else is, of course, Chip. Cutting back to the fight, Prowl gets injured and his battle computer is actually damaged, meaning he'll have to link up with another online computer to help him fight. And Chip, of course, being a computer genius, has probably the best computer to do this, so it makes sense for him to link up with that one. And damn, for a 1980s computer, it's not half bad. I mean, it can control an alien robot, execute some pretty sweet moves, and ultimately blow the Decepticons away. Unfortunately for him, Megatron was actually able to trace the email, and now the Decepticons have come to collect him. However, just before he's captured, Muscleman Chip rips apart the floppy disk with his bare hands, but not before memorising it. However, the cons kidnap him anyway, and then just scan his brain and get the information that way. Some of the Autobots are able to sneak into the base with the use of holograms, invisibility, jumping, and Rumble's general idiocy. Megatron, deciding that Chip's usefulness has come to an end, orders the Decepticons to kill him.
I thought I ordered someone to get rid of that boy. With pleasure. Hold it right there. Who said that?
We did. We did. We did.
Blast them!
However, the Autobots create a distraction and are able to get him outside. And no hostages, the rest of the Autobots storm the facility, and get an antimatter energon cube right to the face. The damaged Autobots are forced to fall back to their base for repairs, and the Decepticons plan on making their final attack. With the Decepticons closing in on the Autobot base, Sideswipe and Sunstreaker decide to slow them down with a technique they call Jet Judo.
All right, bro. Let's go. Okay, big noise. Let's see how tough you are. Hey, check out this move.
Yeehaw! The one thing you show us are forgetting is me.
But ultimately, it's pretty ineffectual. Megatron then puts the final part of his plan into action, which involves him absorbing the antimatter energon cubes and then transforming to gun mode, effectively turning him into an antimatter gun. And then Starscream proceeds to shoot up the place. However, the Autobots have a last-minute plan to stop this, which involves Prime charging at Starscream.
At last, the extermination of Optimus Prime!
Okay, Prime, let's hit it.
Skywalk, help! Get the antimatter gun!
Spike then distracts Skywarp while Chip is able to attach a device to his leg, and this device actually allows Teletron to take control of Skywarp, much similar to how Chip took control of Prowl earlier on in this episode. Megatron cuts the episode short as the antimatter inside of him starts to reach ignition temperature. Okay, I guess I'll finally say it, antimatter just acts weird in this universe. And after a big explosion, the cons are forced to limp away, Chip gets a nice pat on the back from the Autobots, and of course Megatron vows revenge.
One small boy came between me and mastery of the universe. But soon revenge and victory will be mine.